All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream. Let's see who is here. Say hi to Ashley at Gypsy Heart Crafts. Hello, Sheila. Alicia, you were here. You were here at the time that I was supposed to be here. Yeah. I just had to start a little late today, but we're still here, so. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Stephen. Hi, Tara Giblin Art. Sheila Hubbard's here. Jacqueline. Oh, yay, Jacqueline. I'm so glad to see you here today. Hello, Jamie. So today's stream has been inspired by Jacqueline. Hello, Joanne Owen. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so let's get right into it. Today's video is going to be about neurographic art. And if you're not familiar with neurographic art, it was developed by Pavel. I'm probably going to not do justice to this, but it's Pavel Piskarev, who created this way for you to kind of work through things through art. It's very random. If you saw the picture on the thumbnail with the scribbles, so I did that, and I'm going to actually show you that today. I did that digitally. And yes, so Jacqueline says, by me, really? Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, by you. So what happened was I had something else completely planned. And my delivery wasn't here yet. And it still wasn't here. It arrived about 3 o'clock. I was like, nope, we're doing what we're doing now. So anyhow, we'll get to that another time. It's not a problem. But knowing that my delivery was delayed last night, I was like, what can I do? And then I remembered I had posted, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, I put out this over on the community tab here on YouTube, asking, what art questions do you have? And I actually received a comment from, from Jacqueline. I'm just clicking the wrong buttons here, but saying, I've been trying neurographic art and loved it, but I'm currently using watercolor pencils to paint the art with. How do you use regular watercolor paints to paint them? And I thought, great question. So when what I had planned looked like it wasn't going to work out, I thought, you know what? Let's just do it, because one, I've never done neurographic art before. It looked like a ton of fun. And if I was going to, which I did answer Jacqueline's question to what I thought would be the way to go, I said, you know what? If I'm going to answer that question, how about I back it up and make sure that what I said is correct? So yeah, I figured we'll do some today. And so last night I was just sitting there, and the more I just started looking at it and looking into it, the more excited I became about it. So in today's stream, we are going to be looking at neurographic art. And how do you create it? You can use a plethora of supplies. And let me just switch up here. We're going to dive right into this today. All right. All you need is a piece of paper. Excuse me. I suppose you could actually do this on a canvas too if you wanted to. But a piece of paper, some kind of permanent marker. Now, if you wanted to do this on a canvas, I could see getting, like, say, a Posca pen, or, you know, some other type of acrylic pen where you can make your marks. Because what you do is, to start with, oops, I'll just pull these out of the way for a second. What you do is you start and you take 3 seconds. And in those first 3 seconds, and how about if I could see you guys too? There we go. So in the first 3 seconds, what you do is you just scribble. you're just basically you're scribbling. What Pavel discovered was that you could use art in a way to help you work through different issues. So if that was to me, Jamie, yes, I am feeling better. Thank you. Much better. So Pavel discovered that we can think about these issues that we have, and we can focus on that. And I've seen where some people actually, for the first step of this process, they'll just free association, right? Just grab a piece of paper, not necessarily the paper you're going to be working on. Grab a piece of paper, and they'll just start writing down as they're thinking of this problem they need to work through. And it can be anything. Maybe it's a relationship thing. Maybe, sorry, maybe it's just certain feelings, or for me, I think I am going to keep trying this. And okay, that was distracting. I just got the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for my area. Folks, I'm still in the North Pole. It is not spring yet. So anyhow, we can sit there and I think what I want to do is I want to do a few more of these because I had so much fun. So I'm so excited to share that with you. The digital art is coming, so stay tuned. We're going to get to that. But with my ADHD, like this is supposed to help with neuropathic ways in the brain. What better thing than for dealing with ADHD? In my opinion, I was like, why not try it, right? Why not? So you can sit there and just kind of whatever it is you're thinking of, whatever the issue, whatever the thing that you're wanting to work through this neurographic artwork, you will sit there and you can think of that first stage. You could just words, right? Anything that comes to mind, write it down on a scrap piece of paper. Any and every word, that free association that comes into your head, just get them out, purge them. After you've done that, put that paper aside. Now you're going to sit there and with that thought in mind, the thing that you're trying to work through, you're going to take, now if you're working on a canvas, your acrylic paint pen or whatever, don't press too hard because you're on canvas. Maybe this is something that's bothering you. Don't take out that aggression there. You don't want to poke your canvas, but take a piece of paper, whatever you're working on. And for 3 seconds, you are just going to let that go and then stop. Once that's done, you then take all of your intersecting lines and you're going to curve them out. So instead of telling you every bit step by step, let's just do this. I have some supplies here to talk about what you can use to create your art. I'm just going to set them down beside me. Sorry, that's right under my microphone. If that was loud, I apologize. So if you want to do this, if you want to follow along and do this today, excuse me, grab yourself a piece of paper. I have 3 different, just some options. This is one of the Funosuke pens by Tombow, which I know does not reactivate with watercolor. Of course, today I'm going to use some watercolor because of Jacqueline's question. So, and she says, I will have to send you a couple of the pictures I have done. Oh, I hope you do. I would love to see those. Please do. All right. So we're going to take a permanent, could be, here's a micron. This is just a pigment liner by Art Alternatives. I have many, and I've tested them to know, like, they're not going to bleed with the watercolor. So I think, I don't know which one's going to write the smoothest for me. Is this the soft one? One of these is soft and one is hard. Okay, this is soft. I'm not going to use this one because I'll probably end up pressing harder. So I'm just going to grab the one by Art Alternatives right there. And why are we not? Hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry if I just shook you guys. Can I get that to stop, please? That bothers me when I'm watching a video and all of a sudden everything starts going, woo. Okay. So I'm going to go just full screen here so that we can just focus on this. And how about if I'm touching this again. You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to do it this way. I am loving this. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Ecamm, the new software I have been using, I love it. Is it? Yeah, for some reason, I'm still working out the kinks with the Canon to make sure that she focuses what she's supposed to focus on. Anyhow, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. All right. So I have my paper. If you guys want to follow along, hopefully you've grabbed your paper, you have a pen or marker or whatever you choose to use. Ready? And we are going to go just 3 seconds. So thinking about what it is, anything, okay? You're just going to start, and for 3 seconds, we're just going to make lines. Ready? And go. Okay. That's it. Now this line did not, and for some reason, it's just not wanting to come quite focused. I'm just going to take it off the paper. So I want to make sure that all my lines go off the paper. So let's just, can we get that to, I'm going to see, hold on. I don't know if this is better or worse or what, but hopefully it's good. So now what we do is once you have these, and I have a one line here that it actually didn't continue, I'm just going to fill that in, and I'm going to grab, I am looking for, oh, that'll work. That'll work. I'm just going to connect these. There we go. Now what you do is you take your lines, and I'm gonna see if I can swap you. No, this one won't. That's still me. I changed a couple things up, and it's like, now it's not wanting to. All right, we're just gonna do what we're gonna do. Okay. Ah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, and we need to move you up just a tiny bit. Right there. There we go. All right. What you do now, thank you very much. I'm glad you guys like it. Oh, and see, I know. There you go, border. Anywhere where you have your lines that touch and they're straight like that, you're going to want to round those areas. So basically, you're just going to go from one line to the other and smooth them out. And if you've ever seen a neuron, you start to get these lines that look like neurons. Lines going off the paper. Teresa says, lines going off the paper would make me nuts. I would have to do them so they intersect in the picture. Yes, we all have our issues. So, well, here's the thing, right? Well, you'll see that you won't have to worry about these. You really won't have to worry about these. And the whole point of this is that we don't think about it. You let your brain do whatever your brain needs to do. And then we just come through, and anywhere we have intersecting lines, we just want to curve those connections. So we are going to curve all of these around. And you just work your way through. I should have not done so many squiggles because this part can take a while. But I found when I was doing this last night, when I was working on the digital piece, so, oh, it was just so relaxing, and your mind just kind of gets lost in it. I'm like, and I did not. And you can do this as, you know, larger scale, smaller scale, you know, whatever you need to. Right. So I see, right. I totally get that, Teresa, right? But what you'll see is we're going to work through all that in the different steps that you take to get there. So, yeah, this is, you're just going to take all of those lines. Don't worry about, this is only the first step. You have to trust the process. Just trust the process. Right? So we're going to fill these in. I cannot wait to show you guys. So I did the digital one is done in Procreate. And it is, I love working in Procreate. Do any of you have the iPad and the Procreate program? I did not link that in the description yet below, but I will update it. I will update it to include that. I had, like I said, I had to switch up what I was planning on doing, which is why you didn't have anything scheduled yet. And I wasn't even sure how things were going to go. So any links that I need to update, I will put them in the description. Now you could also do this with ink. You could ink these. Oh, how much fun would that be with a nib? Get some ink that will dry waterproof and go through and do it with that. Really? So, yeah, Teresa says, I have Procreate, but I find it confusing. I use ArtRage 6. I have not seen ArtRage, but I love the Procreate program. I just wish, I so wish that Procreate, gosh, if they ever happen to see this video, can we please get a version for Mac? If I could use that on my Mac and then be able to draw directly on my, I have a Huion. I have a Huion canvas. I believe this is a canvas 20. Versus having like a Wacom. This is my, I don't want to say poor girl, Wacom, but basically, you know, it was much more affordable and I love it. So I'm going to turn this, not that it really matters right yet, but oh, I'm like, and here's the thing, like you'll turn, as you're turning this and filling these in, you're going to start to see things in your scribbles. And that's going to help you with your next step. Jamie says, I plan on trying one of these with alcohol ink background and do gold paint marker on top, maybe. Interesting. Now, I've seen people where they're like, oh, you just do random shapes on a page. And then, I mean, so far, if we're talking about neurographic art in the way that it was intended, for lack of a better word, I'll just say intended, or what it was created, I don't know. Whatever. Irregardless. And it is not like it starts with this randomness. Right? When I turned that, I was like, oh, that looks like a dinosaur or a dragon, or what is going on here? So I'm like, I kind of, so far, I like this orientation better. So I just looked up, you can get ArtRage for Mac. So I could use ArtRage directly on my Mac, because if I have a drawing program like Procreate that I can put on Mac, then I would be able to go in and do my digital art right on my Huion. Because honestly, right now, what keeps me from doing more digital art is Adobe. And I'm not even going to go down that. We're not ranting. I'm just going to say that I don't care for Adobe. And so I would have to do it, the digital art, in like Photoshop or something. And well, I just prefer not to use the program. So well, Teresa, thank you. I'll tell you what, Teresa, if you use this, if this is something that you have paid for, like a paid app or what have you, sometimes they have things like referrals. So you can get like a referral bonus or something that would benefit you. Why don't you look on your account if they have that? Please send me a message, because when I check that out, if I decide to go ahead and get that, I would absolutely love for you to get the credit for it since you introduced me. And I would certainly use a link like that. And I just have to say a huge thank you. I don't know who you are. You know who you are. I mentioned last week that the links that are in the description below are affiliate links, and that while using them does not cost you any extra, it absolutely helps support. It helps support what I do. It allows me to be able to afford to get more art supplies. And I appreciate when you use them. So it's one of the ways that you can choose to support the channel. Somebody did, very much so, last week, and I appreciate you very much. And just made me think of that. I mean, asking Teresa to send me a link, because I do the same thing. If another creator shows me something, I will use their links because I want to support them. I know that Lindsay, you guys see, when I concentrate, like everything pauses, right? I'm feeling for Joseph right now. Working and pausing, trying to talk and do this at the same time. It gets a little hard. But yeah, I have support Lindsay's channel quite a bit, we'll just say, over the years. But I think it's great. I think it's great that we have the power to do that, especially with small channels. I always, if a smaller channel has introduced me to something, I definitely will use their links, because, before a channel can get monetized, that's really the only way they have to support their content. So I too use them, but I just want you all to know I appreciate when you use them. Da, da, da. Welcome back, Leisha. I'm just taking a second to double check the comments. It is a paid app. Okay, yeah, send me a link, Teresa. Double checking. Well, see, okay, Sheila, not taken as snarky at all. how cool. That was one of the things that I said. I was like, I have to do this because, folks, if you're sitting there, I can't create. Oh, you can create. You absolutely can. I believe in you. And you just saw me scribble. So we're going to turn that into art. And you saw the scribbles on the thumbnail. Stay tuned because that's coming very soon. I'm going to show you how I did that digitally. And wow, was that fun. I could see, I mean, Lou and I were watching TV last night. I was like, I'm going to get my iPad. I have got to do this. And I got it. And one of the things I love about Procreate, of course, is it records everything that I'm doing. So I was then able to just export that, create that video, and I'll share that with you in just a little bit. And we'll take a look at how I did that. So yeah, you said it looks like, like art you would do when you were in grade school. And I thought, wow, this is so, looks like it's just so simple. Anybody can do this. And it can be, I don't know, for me, it was just very relaxing. So we just want to make sure that all of our intersecting lines get rounded. Now I could have chose to fill that all the way in. I didn't. It's intuitive. You go off what you're feeling. What do we have for okay. I'm trying to really quickly get through these. It is a process for sure. Like with the one I was doing in Procreate, I kept going back and forth. I was like, did I get all the lines? Did I get all the lines? Like trying to make sure that everything was set. Thank you, Ashley. Well, you know what? I think I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Everything we do is not going to be a masterpiece. It's not. It's just, we might as well just accept that. And it's okay. And if it's not a masterpiece, it's a learning piece. Learn all you can from it. Enjoy the process. Explore, right? That's what I need to we'll start calling you all explorers. You may be joining me on my art journey, but together we will explore all kinds of art, and it doesn't all have to be great. It does not all have to be great. Because regardless, if it and you end up with something that you can't wait to hang on your wall, or something that you go, oh, all right, that didn't work out so great. Maybe next time I'll do and see that. Maybe next time. So right there, you learned something. If you're already thinking maybe next time, then you've learned something. And if you haven't noticed already, as you continue to do these, it kind of morphs what your shape is. And you start to seeing stuff in the comments, you start to see different things appearing. Which is what happened to me with the piece I was doing last night. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm sorry. I looked up at the chat and I shouldn't have while I was on a train of thought there. But all of a sudden it was like, it instantly came to me. I was going through this process and I was like, oh, there it is. That's what that's going to become. And then I couldn't unsee it. And as we're going through this, we get these thoughts of what we're seeing, what it looks like. And you're going to settle into one, and that's going to help you as you lead in to the next step. That one's kind of all webbed out right there. See where all those intersected? I ended up filling it all in together. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong in art. Just explore it and have fun. Yeah, your fellow art journey travelers. I heard you say that, right? I'm just like explorers. We're all explorers here. So yeah, that was the beginning. I was like, hey, come along with me on my art journey. And yes, seriously, come along with me on my art journey. But we're all exploring art. Let's explore it together. And if that bothers you by me like turning this, my apologies, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this because for some reason, my wrist was bothering me so bad not long before the stream. And I got to tell you, if you have never heard of Arnica cream, ARNICA, for those of you who, carpal tunnel or your wrists bother you when you're creating, get yourself some Arnica cream. Rub that into your wrist. It is wonderful, wonderful stuff. It also helps with bruising. Like if you, excuse me, if you got a bruise, Arnica will help the body reabsorb that and get rid of that bruise. I was in a car accident. I was in a car accident, my airbag went off, and they thought I had broke both my wrists. Luckily, I did not. And they wanted to cast both hands too. And I was like, no, no, that is not happening. Not unless we are 100% positive that they were broken. This was years ago. I did not end up needing them both casted. And I'm glad that I protested in the beginning because I wouldn't have needed the cast. So I would have been enduring all the fun that would have entailed. Could you imagine having both hands in casts? No. So anyhow, Arnica cream. Getting back to that, I was using Arnica cream on my wrist and they healed so much faster. So now that's definitely a staple that it stays. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do stuff today just because my right wrist is bothering me a lot today. Okay, I think I got them all. Do you see any that I missed? I think I've gotten them all. Now it's like, like I look this way and I think, oh, it looks like the ears, like maybe it's a cat. I don't know. And I won't do a cat because, sorry, all you cat lovers. I'm just not a cat fan, but I love this shape right here. This is just speaking to me. You know what I think like when I see this? I'm like an eye here and an eye here and like the little trails. Like I think Mushu, like, from Mulan, Disney, the little dragon. It's not a lizard. I don't know. But either way. Then we have all kinds of different angles. Right? So you're just going to take the next step is you're just going to have your paper in a way that is speaks to you. When we started, because I know my numbers were the correct way, this is how I started. I don't know what I see here if I kept it this orientation. I'm looking at my monitor, and then I'm looking down to see, does something jump out at me? I don't know. I don't know. Let's catch up with chat real quick, and we'll go to the next step. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Hi, D-Lynn. Hello, Starving Artist Collective. It's okay. You're both here, and that's what matters. Ugh. Teresa, yeah, that's awful. I knew that. Excuse me. I saw that the impact, I mean, I knew the impact was coming, and there was no way that I could avoid it. And I just kind of let myself relax, held my foot hard on the brake. And as I was trying to get my hands away from the steering wheel, because it was coming like 45 degrees off my driver's front. And yeah, both wrists slammed into the steering wheel just from the impact. That's well, thank you. Yeah, right? You do. You see something different no matter how you turn it. See? Arnica, I'm telling you, it's great. Okay, well, I'm going to move this over. And see, for some reason, that's not wanting to focus very great. So we're just going to try to stay away from that. So hi, and welcome back. All right. So the next step is, once you have this done, then you would draw other lines. The lines would start on one side of the page and enter from one side, exit on another side. Now, it doesn't matter if they go straight across. It doesn't matter if they come in and go up, come down over, come straight down. Like, just the only thing is, in from one, you can't enter and leave from the same side of the page, right? From the same side of the piece. So you would just, it's like, if we did this, I'm still just kind of seeing this. I don't know why. I just don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, in the interest of time, I'm just doing it this way. This is what's speaking to me, so I'm just going this way. All right. So as we go through, and you can do as many as you want to. Now on this part, it's not like 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds. So our initial marks, it was 3 seconds. And you do that, and then you're done. This time, once these are done, you can make as many lines as you want to. The only thing is, the side of the page you start on and the side of the page you finish on cannot be the same. Once you're done with these lines, then you go through this process again. So I'm going to only do a few. I'm not going to do a whole bunch, just because in the interest of time, I want to be able to get to throwing color in here. So I think, yeah. I'm starting to think about it. And you're not supposed to think about it. You're just supposed to do it. So we're just going to go. I'm like, and again, I'm thinking about this, and I don't want to do too many that cross over, because I have to fix all of those to make them rounded. All right. We're just going to go with that. Oops. I need to leave that other side of the page. Hello, organize, create, decorate. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Well, we're glad that you're here. Different time zone. Yeah, that'll get you. You know, usually I didn't post that, I don't think either. Usually I say Eastern time. But yes, I'm always Eastern time. Okay, so I made more lines than I wanted to. We go through the process. Again, ready? We just round these, round out so you don't have hard lines. Round those out. And I don't necessarily have to finish this piece today because I'm definitely going to show you the full digital piece. I will show you the full digital piece. And that is not all in real time. It is sped up so that you will have time to see the whole project without it taking up too much of your day, which is why I'm trying to be mindful of the time we do this. But because I definitely wanted to get Jacqueline her answer. And if you have a question, I started to say that. If you have a question, look for the post that has the picture I shared in the beginning of the stream, which is, oh, I gotta come all the way back here, right? You'll see this post over in the community. If you go to my page here on YouTube and you go to the community tab, this should be the most current post. So if you go there, if you have a question, if you have something that you want us to explore, or you want us to check out, put it right, leave me a comment, put it right there, and I will be happy to get you your answer. And like Jacqueline, yours could possibly end up right here being done live or in a dedicated video, which I'm excited to announce will be back to the channel soon. We will be back to having edited videos. It is coming. It is coming. I've had lots of stuff. Of course, health problems kept me delayed the beginning part of the year. And I shared with you guys at the end of last year, I had so many things I was excited about that I wanted to bring you this year. Then the new year started and it was like, haha, joke's on you. And I wasn't feeling well. My fibromyalgia was flaring up. It was the worst. It was just ridiculously bad. It was the worst flare up. The worst flare up I think I've ever had since I was diagnosed like 10 years ago. And so sometimes, sometimes that's one of the things that becomes beyond my control, as far as providing you content on a regular schedule, because I do have to listen to my body, which I have not done well enough, apparently, because it's been yelling at me. But I am excited. We should be getting back to some regular edited videos. I have so much content and things that I want to bring you. So many new things that are coming. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that so we can officially welcome Olive Green Art. Thank you for joining us over on MeWe and the Exploring Art group page. So glad to have you with us. Let me just double check the chat here. Oh, sorry. D-Lynn, my apologies, because I thought I had made myself a note. In fact, sorry guys, rude. I am on camera. I don't need to chew my lip. And if you didn't notice, I just brought it to your attention, so sorry again. the acid-free washi tape. I will see if I can get you a link for that. I see that you say that you found some. Sorry, like my nose is red on that one. So I see that you say, but while organizing, I found a bunch of pipe tree. Oh, it does, Jacqueline. It definitely does. See, yeah, I need to. Olive green art. Did you misspell all? Oh, olive green. Olive green. I am assuming olive first name, green last name. Olive green art. I can't wait to see what you share with us. Olive green art is on MeWe. Excellent. Is that, are you, so am I understanding, wait a minute, I don't want to jump to conclusions. Is organize, create, decorate, olive green art on MeWe? Or is this one and the same? See, yeah, go stay in the corner. I need to, sorry. I now have a note. It is officially written down, so I didn't even notice the misspelling. Okay, so yes, I'm guessing yes. Oh, that's excellent. Olive green is your favorite color. Green's my favorite color. I love green. I love green. Yes. Okay, well, welcome. I am so glad that you joined us over there on MeWe. That is wonderful. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to take me off and let's go back to, I'm just going to kind of move you here so you can see in the side camera here too. We want to get this, get going. So when you think about this, there's so many things that you can do. That's why if you saw my post on MeWe, then you saw that I was like, if you want to do this, grab some paper, grab a, some type of permanent marker, pen, what have you, and your favorite medium, whatever your favorite medium is. You can do this in anything. Colored pencil. You can do this in anything. And speaking of, for anybody, just thinking of the MeWe group here. I'm sorry, guys. I was just catching up with something I was seeing written in the chat. So on the MeWe group, I have put out a new call for artwork to be considered for the group cover. I love taking the artwork that our group members submit. And don't worry if you post something on MeWe and the only way, it's not automatically going to be considered for the cover. The only way the artwork can get on the cover photo, there's like a collage that I do. The only way that your artwork can get on or into that collage is if you post it in the Exploring Art group. And when you post, you have to click Add to Album. So you'll select your image, you'll say add, you'll click Add to Album, you'll see the little tab come up, and then you add it to the photos to be considered for the group cover photo. And when I have enough to, and I know that at one point, I am believing it, I'm claiming this, we are going to be big enough to where I'm going to be able to change that cover photo a lot more often, because we're going to have so many wonderful submissions. And I'm not going to be able to use them all. We'll have so many, which is, how great is that? I think that's excellent. So yeah, if you have artwork that you would like considered for the next update for the group cover photo collage for the Exploring Art group page, go on over there, share it, put it into that album, because that is where I pull the images from when I create the new photos. And then you can see you will always be able to see all the past ones because I have an album on there that's past cover photos. So you can always go look back and we can see how far we've come. And I've created, if you guys, I'm sure you guys have all noticed that are over there in the group, I've created albums for every medium I could think of. If you like to work in a medium that I didn't think of, just message me and I will be happy to create an album and a cover for you. I just ask that other people don't create the albums only because I want to kind of keep everything. I saw somebody else mentioning OCD earlier. I want to kind of keep everything nice and nicely organized and easy to find. So if I create them and I create the cover, it remains the main photo. So when people are looking, if they want to go look at art or a specific type of art, they can just pop over to the albums and you'll see. If you look at those, if you haven't seen them already, it's very easy to know what is in which album. Okay. See, I said, don't do a lot, don't do a lot. And here I was thinking I didn't do a lot. And it's still, this part takes a while. But I can see, I mean, I'm talking, so I can tell you right now that because I'm carrying on a conversation with you guys, I am not getting as much benefit from this whole process as I did last night. But when I did this last night, even just digitally, and I say just digitally, like there's nothing wrong with doing this digitally. I was not implying otherwise. Or that it would be any less effective or beneficial. But it was just, I don't know, the whole process was just like so soothing and relaxing. We were watching, is it on Paramount Plus, I think, that TV show 1883. And I was just working away. All right. I think I'm like just looking. I missed a couple here. And that's like, it's hard. You want to try to make sure that you maintain as you go along. So aside from Jacqueline, who asked about this, has anybody else done this type of artwork? And let me just scroll. Oh, Leisha, I hope things get better. I'm just seeing Leisha's message in the chat. Pipettes for Joseph. Hi, Belle. Oh, Belle. See, glad Belle's here. Belle, I'm sorry I missed you when you came in, or if you've just said hi for the first time. Apologies that I missed you when you arrived. I'm going to be talking about Belle here in a second, too. Okay. Oh yeah, your profile photo. Yeah. She said, Alicia said, what photo? I'm like, I think she's talking about your profile picture because I noticed it had changed just since you popped in earlier. Because you were here at 3. I was still in the studio getting ready. Which I think you popped in and popped out before I realized that you were here. This one really looks like, if you are familiar with neurons in the brain and what they look like, that one right there really looks like one. And they say this is supposed to help you even just I say rewire for lack of a better word, the brain. Get those neurons firing. It's supposed to be very very helpful. I'm holding my pen way too tight. I don't know why I'm doing that. I could feel my hand starting to hurt again. I know it's how I'm holding this. So yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I hope that see, yeah, you were doing great. You were on time and I was so late. Oh, I knew that it was going to be a day. Started off and it was just oh, okay, see? Well, great. You had never heard of neurographic art before. I was like, after getting the question from Jacqueline, I went and I was looking stuff up, and because I wanted to know more about it, of course, which is how I got you the information about Pavel uh, Piskarev, who was a Russian psychologist. And he was the one who did this and it came up with this. And so it was a psychologist that came up with this, and it's supposed to help, like I said, with so many things. Like when you do these, you're supposed to think of an issue, problem. I say these things like just whatever you want to focus on. How about that? There we go. That looks a bit different now, doesn't it? Do you still see the same things now? I think I got them all. Let me bring that up so you guys can see it better. There's that. I don't think I missed one, but I'm going to turn it because I think sometimes that helps looking at it from all angles. See if you missed any connecting lines. So when you do the lines and then you want to look for connections and round them all out. There we go. So quiet. Am I being quiet? I didn't think I was being quiet today. Am I? I'm trying not to be, but I know when I start like focusing, I totally feel for Joseph today because I'm like, ah. And speaking of Joseph, I hope you're feeling better. I meant to ask you in the beginning. Yeah, isn't it? It was very relaxing when I did the one last night. So relaxing. Okay, all right. Now, see here. So, Teresa, this is where I think that when it's done, when you see a finished one, that's when hopefully they stop bothering you. And if that really does bother you that much, who's to say you couldn't maintain all of your lines on the page? But I don't know. You see, okay, Jacqueline too. I get totally relaxed when I make these. It was so relaxing. Yeah, exactly. See, exactly. So, all right. Now, once again, I had the question from, so here's, once you're at this point, then what you have to do is color it in. And so therein lies all of the fun. Yeah, well, if anybody can sympathize with a cough and irritation in your throat, I certainly can, as you guys know. I live with it constantly. Well, Teresa, excuse me. Sorry. Why is it? There we go. I could do one. I could have done it on this, on even the page this size, and kept all my lines on the paper. I just wasn't so concerned about that because of, like I said, with the way that the other one was. So let's just get into, so once this is set. Wow. Sorry, I just saw one that was weird right there. Once we have this set, we have to add color. And I can't decide, like, do I want to go this way? I think I want to go this way. I think I want to do this one tall because the other one I did was more landscape shaped. I think I'm going to do this one tall. So the question was, Jacqueline does these and she uses watercolor. She uses watercolor, aren't they? They are. That's why I was like, she uses watercolor pencils and she wanted to do, excuse me, she wanted to do watercolor and was asking, how could I do watercolor for this? And so today I'm still going to be using the NicPro brushes from last week. And just so I can give you guys an update, check this out. So I did, you know, I said I was going to put them in the hot water and such. Now I reached out to NicPro and let them know. I actually sent them a link right to the live stream, right directly to the part about their brushes. And they reached out to me and said, nope, they shouldn't be like that. And we're going to, we're sending you a replacement. So yeah, they're sending me a replacement, but I just wanted to let you know, and I did record it, so I can share that on the channel. I did these the way that I was telling you guys, with like to fix your brush with the hot water. And if you remember, the liner brush was taking a left or right turn, and now it's pretty straight. So there's that one. So that's pretty straight. Putting you to sleep, right? I'm sorry, Sheila. I'm not trying to put you to sleep, for sure, for sure. And then the tip of this one, if you remember, was seriously hooked. And look at that. So I did record how I did all of this. I mean, I told you about it the last live stream, but I did record it. And this guy, look at that. Look how nice and straight that is now. So the true test is when I put it in water. They've been like this for a few days. So when I put it, I'm going to put those behind me because I'm not going to need those per se. But when I put these in water and rinse out, because right now they still have a little bit of residual of the Master's brush cleaner, the old Master's brush cleaner. They still have a little bit of residual of that in them. And yeah, I'll be rinsing those out. But when I do that, I'll share all of that. I'll finish that video and share it with you. So today I have the number 8 round by NicPro, and of course my favorite little rinsing well. You guys haven't seen this before on the channel. You haven't seen, oh, there he is right there. It's an old shaving scuttle. that I got at like an antique shop. You can find me, if you look, you can find these on, probably find them on eBay or what have you, people selling them. It's just an old shaving scuttle. I put a little paint puck in the bottom, and we all know how much I love paint puck. And I can either, like here, you can wipe your brush up here. It'll just drip back down into the pot. Either way. And so let's talk. And then, of course, I can set my brush up here, and it doesn't roll anywhere. You see that? Or I can set them. Yeah, they're wonderful. Wonderful. So today I have my Daniel Smith palette that I showed you guys recently. Yeah, it did. See that? It sure did. And again, I recorded it when I did the entire thing so I could show you the exact process. So when I wet those brushes again, I'll record that and put that. It'll be a very short video, but I'll put it out for you guys. I know I've done one before on fixing a brush, but I'll show you those. So this was the new palette that I showed you, the inspiration set from Daniel Smith. And of course I have my Daniel Smith palette here. So, and they're all, and core. This bottom row is the 12, the set of 12 from core. So that's what's in this palette. I've got some palettes that are going to be changing soon. I cannot wait to share. There's so much I cannot wait to share with you guys. All right. So I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to move this back. I've got my little tiki guy here with my salt, but I don't know that I'm going to need him. He's always there. All right. So I have my palettes. And for watercolor, we want to do one of these in watercolor. What we are going to want to make sure is that, now it doesn't matter if you don't mind. Let me just switch this up here so I can see you. Oh, look, see, now I can see you. I should say, now you can see me. I can see you. Oh. I'll stay awake. I'll see where this goes. All right, Sheila, we're holding you to that. Okay, so if you want to use watercolor, we need to wet one section, and then if we don't want our colors to bleed into each other, then we're going to want to skip around. So to start with, I don't even know. I'm just going to start down here. So I'm going to wet this area. I have the one that I just put up here in front of me. I'm reaching off to the one that's to the right, which is my rinse well that I can change the water in. You know, you guys know. One that I can flush the water down. And okay, for a second I was like, is that getting loose? Actually, it is. Look. That's a little loose right there. That is loose. As soon as I dipped that and just went to tap it on the side, I could feel that wiggle in the brush. You know what I'm talking about? And that drives me crazy. But I'm going to let it go because NicPro's already sending me replacement. So, okay. And I think, I don't even know what colors to use on this one. I think I'm going to go with some Zoisite Genuine. Like trying to see which one is my Zoisite. And I'm just going to grab the old pipette, grab a little water, and put a couple drops of water on some of these colors. Just in case. So I could have done this. I won't need those interference colors. I don't think I'll use those today. Undersea green, such a beautiful color. Could use core. We could use some core colors. See the whoosh. Let the whooshes go. What pen did I use for the line? Can it be any marker? Okay, so yeah, great question. Great question. I will grab that and show it to you just 1 second. I'm just kind of wetting all these colors. Okay. Today I used the Art Alternatives pigment liner. This is not linked in the description below yet, but I will link it up there. I forgot to link the liners, but you could use if you have like, I didn't choose to use this one, my Funasuke by Tombow, because this is the brush pen. This is the soft nib. It has the soft tip, and I knew that if I was going quickly, I didn't want to take a chance of damaging that. You could also use like a Pigment Micron. It only matters that it is, it needs to be a waterproof pen. It doesn't need to be a waterproof pen. It doesn't. It only needs to be a waterproof pen if you're choosing to use water-soluble media that you're going to blend with water after the fact. So if you're not, if you're just going to do, say you're just going to do colored pencil and you don't intend on blending it, or you're going to do it with markers, but again, you don't intend on blending it, then you could really use anything. But if you do intend to blend them, then you're going to want to use something that is permanent. Sorry. Look at that. And this is Daniel Smith's Zoisite Genuine. I absolutely love the way this color granulates. Now, if I was doing the same color in, you know, multiple adjacent spots, then it wouldn't, I could go ahead and wet the very next one and just keep right on going. And I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Other than just some, I still have randomness going on here. I'm going to do these two. Also in that same color. So just wetting those areas. Grab that, drop it in. Oh, definitely. With some super granulating colors, this would be gorgeous. Yep, I agree. But I love granulating watercolor, so of course I agree. There we go. Just dropping those colors in. So you see, I'm just going to kind of keep skipping around. Yes. All right. And perhaps up here, I think I'm going to make this. I'll wet these areas here. Because again, I want to kind of move along so I can show you guys the digital one. So we're going to do that in a minute. So I'm going to do this try to do this really quickly. Just wetting these areas. And what I may do is in a little bit, as I wait for things to dry, if I'm working in, working in between, I'll start showing you the I'm going to take Lunar Blue. So Lunar Blue is going to be my next color. I'll start showing you the video and I'll just keep working on this. And then at the end, we can come back and you'll see it finished. So once we have, you know, because I can show you the video while I'm still working. All right, so this is Lunar Blue. Also Daniel Smith. I haven't touched any of the core colors yet. Got that a little bit into that one, but that's all right. Just adding a little bit of water here because I think I'm going to take some phthalo blue from Core. I'm going to drop some in. Let's see what happens. I'm already seeing like the separation that I would expect from the Lunar Blue. Just dropping more in near, closer to these other. Let that kind of move out. Okay. I'm going to grab the phthalo blue from Core. Oh, they re-wet so well. Are you ready? Here comes some phthalo blue from Core. Such a strong. I'm just going to come back a little more of the Lunar Blue. I'm just going to kind of let those two mix and mingle and do their thing. A little bit of bleeding into this area. I think that was just me going quickly. All right. Okay. This is, it's just wobbly. It is like, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah. Sending me a replacement, so I'm not even worried about that. I'm going to grab in a couple of spots right in here where I'm going to wet. That one actually, and because this one actually feels, it's not 100%, I'm sure, but it feels mostly dry. Mostly dry. Oh no, you missed the watercolor so far. Oh, absolutely. You can use anything. You know, you use what you have, and really you can use anything to do this. It's so much fun. It's so relaxing. I mean, come on guys, you could grab a Sharpie and a box of Crayola. You don't have to have the best of the best of the best to enjoy. This is just such a relaxing way to create art. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, hmm, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know what color to put there. I think I'm going to go with a little bit of the, I say geothite brown. I've heard people say gothite, but I'm like, it's spelled Geo. I think geode, a geode, but Geothite, gothite. That's how I've heard people pronounce it, gothite. It's like a brown ochre. Um, I always say geothite, only because I see it and I immediately, like, my brain goes a geode. This again is another color that really granulates beautifully. Again, this is Daniel Smith. Oh, there's a lot of paint there. I think I'm gonna put some over here. I don't know why I'm creating this balance one side and the other, but my brain's wanting it right now. I'm just gonna pull up a little bit of this extra. Bring it over here. And I did not pre-wet this side, so if you notice that, this, or did I? Did I pre? Anyways, it wasn't pooling like really wet and wet. I think I must have scrolled up as I hear blips like the chat's moving, but I'm not seeing my chat scroll. Yeah, I must have paused it. Watercolor. Oh, okay, so Jacqueline says she uses watercolor paper, Sharpie marker, Sharpie pen, and then Staedtler watercolor pencils. So you can use just whatever you have. I love it, Sheila. Welcome back, Lisa. But seriously, you do not have to have, like, you don't have to grab the best of the best supplies. You don't have to be fancy. Just explore and have fun. Use whatever you do have and enjoy the process. This is undersea green. I'm just going to drop a little bit of undersea green in with this. It's because my mind said, I want to know. Really kind of muddied that one up, didn't it? That's all right. Oh, absolutely, Leisha. I'm gonna pop that up on the screen here 1 second because It is such a great point. I kind of, it really looks warm. I don't know. I'm minding it less now. You can do this anywhere, right? Just, I guess, depends on what you're using for medium. And yeah, you could. You can do this anywhere. I could have grabbed, so I got them. I set them aside. I didn't show you in the beginning. These are not all linked in the description. If I can absolutely link them, they're just not right now. Faber-Castell oil pastels. I haven't tried these yet. More things to come on the channel, right? But you could use oil pastels and do something like this. What else could you use? How about some regular colored pencils? Any kind. Whatever you have. If you have Caran d'Ache, if you have different types of Derwent, right? If you have polychromos, if you have Lyra, if you have Castle Art, if you have Arteza, if you have Crayola, it doesn't matter what you have. Use it, love it, enjoy it. Because it doesn't matter as long as you are getting joy from it. How about some of these? We could use the Neo colors. That would feel like you're grabbing your Crayolas. I mean, I'm not comparing Caran d'Ache to Crayola, so please don't come at me. I'm just saying, you hold that in your hand and it just feels like, that's when I hold those in my hand, it's like being a kid again. Feels like a crayon. But then you can grab one of these guys and just come right in and blend it. You know what I mean? So you can do that anywhere. I could have been sitting on the couch with these beside me, with a board, my project on my lap, color things in with those. Yeah, I said color. And then come back with, had a towel to clean my brush off and just grabbed a little brush pen and then blended them. I could have absolutely done that. Whatever you have. Or how about these? How many of you have these? Hey, you're soft pastels. Do it with pastels. Oh my gosh, how beautiful might that be with pastels? That could be gorgeous. How about some Inktense? Pencils or blocks? You can use that too. So you're only limited. You're only limited by your imagination. You're only limited by what's right between here, right? You use whatever you have. This can be done with anything. Yeah, Crayola and Caran d'Ache. Yeah, sorry guys. I was not comparing Crayola to Caran d'Ache or putting them in the same classification per se, other than to say that you could get that nostalgic feeling of being a kid and coloring with crayons, because the Neo color feel very similar in size to like if you were holding a crayon in your hand. They're definitely much better than crayons, but still, it feels, that's how they feel. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, it's, Ashley was just talking about why so many people, like, with adult coloring books, get that similar feeling. Yeah. All right. I don't know what to put inside the center here, but what I'm going to do is, as I am working on this, well, there you go, folks. See, I said it earlier, and let me just take a moment before I switch, because I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna start showing you how I did the digital one, so that you can see that, so that we don't go too late. Because I'm gonna keep working on this as that's showing, as I'm showing you guys that, and hopefully my brain is going to be able to talk to you about what I did on the digital and work on this at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But hopefully you got the idea, Jacqueline, that yes, this will work. This will absolutely work. Oh, and I see that now. Look at that. Yep, I see the arms out. Somebody's sitting. There would be their legs, this being their knees, head. Totally could see that. Totally could see that. Okay. So, but the key is, Jacqueline, just enjoy every single thing that you have, right? There's so many ways that we can create with what we already have. And as you use things up, replace them with those things that you really want to upgrade to. So, oh my God, the tutu dancing hippo from Fantasia. I can see that. I can totally see that, Gypsy Heart. Ashley, I can see that totally. Or a dolphin, or, oh, well, see, okay, I don't want to think about it being like that. Oh, I would hate to think of that happening. Okay. Leisha, thank you for hanging out as long as you could. All right. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to continue working on this. I see. Oh my gosh. Barney. That is like, yeah. It's not where I was going. It's not where I was going. I'm like, and all of a sudden I just started to see something different. With what I started doing, I started to see something different. And anyways, I'm just gonna keep going and we'll see where we end up with this piece. But let me show you how I got to the other in just a second, because I also had to say a real quick big thank you to Belle, because in our quest to find a brush that I can recommend, I just moved that. I can feel the whole tip of it shaking, which this is why I haven't finished. Like, I haven't finished with NicPro yet. This is NicPro. I haven't finished with the Artify yet. And I am going to bring you a video that's an edited video dedicated just to the brushes so that I can share exactly what my thoughts are. Because I'm trying to find something that I can say, hey guys, like, you know, my favorite, this is my absolute favorite, is the Silver Black Velvet brush. And there is a wonderful set that I think is a fantastic starter set and possibly all you would ever need from Silver Black Velvet. And I will go over that. I'll link it in the description after, because it just comes with 3 brushes, but they're perfect sizes. And I will put a link to that. It's not there yet, but I will. So anyways, and I'll include that when I do my video talking all about all the different brushes. But you know, you just get one and you just slowly add to them. And anyhow, Belle, and I actually, Artegria reached out. I talked with Artegria, and I ended up with a set. I got some brushes from Belle, sent me some, and the company sent me some. And so these are different. All right, Jamie, you have a good night. Thanks for joining us. So here we have, this is a set of 10. And then this is 2 quill brushes. So we'll talk about those in one of our next videos. But I just wanted to take a minute and acknowledge that I received those and say thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Belle wanted me to try them out as we were trying out different brushes because she wanted to know, how are those ones? So yeah, she sent me those and we're going to be looking at them soon. They will be the next set that we do. And anyhow, let me get you over to next thing we are going to talk about. Okay, next thing we are going to talk about is digital neurographic art, because it doesn't have to even be with paper and your medium of choice. You can grab your tablet and a stylus, whether that be an Apple Pencil or whatever you use, you know, iPad. Apologies because I don't use Android based. So what, Fire tablets, or what Samsung has one, I'm sure. But anyhow, let's get over to this. So here is, I'm doing this in Procreate, and you'll see that that was my initial scribble. Still going to be, you know, we've got the edge coming off the paper. More edges are going to come off the paper. So you're going to see how why I say, I don't think once it's done that those edges would bother you so much once the piece is finished. So you're going to see that I'm going to continue to fill in all of my intersecting lines. Just like I had told you, that's step one. So we're going to see step one happening now. Oh, and Jamie had said turn it over, and she sees a squirrel eating a nut. I could see it. I can see what she's seeing. So you're going to see I just continue to go through here and round out all of my lines. And to think that I look at this right now, of course, I know what the end result is. And I look at this now and I go, wow. Like, I can't believe I got from here to where I did. And I had so much, all I can say is I had so much fun. Thank you so much to Jacqueline for putting the question out there in the on the community tab, because that is absolutely what got me started down this hole of looking and figuring this out. I had such a good time with this. So as you guys are watching, of course, I'm going to continue working on our project. Okay, now there's all my lines. I went crazy. I was not thinking I had to round all of those lines out. I was just like, I was just going. I was starting to get a picture in my mind's eye, and I was like, oh, and I just kept with it. And so you'll see. You'll see. And then you have to go back, of course, and this is where I am now taking all of these lines and rounding all of them. So we are adding to that. And then once that's done, we'll start to add color. And I think you will quickly see what I saw. As of right now, drop some comments. Drop some comments. What do you think this is going to end up being? Because I have not shared a picture anywhere of the end result. So drop it in the comment. What do you see coming here? What is shaping up? If you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment and let me know. At this point, right here, what do you think it is? What is it going to be? I'm looking forward to seeing some of the things that start coming through, what you guys think it is. Teresa says, all right, I gotta pop some of these up. So we have, oh, they're coming fast. I'm like trying to catch them as they're coming in. So baby wearing a hat. And then Jacqueline says, I see a comically big-nosed man. I can see that. Belt, seriously? It could be a river. Oh, I didn't see a river, but I can right now. I could see where we could get that. Absolutely. Joseph sees a laughing dog. I'm like, I love it. And then we have Sheila says profile of a big cat. Okay. Yep. I could see that. Hello, Cat's Art Picks. Speedy Gonzalez. Oh my gosh. Hey, hello, Misspelled Jared. Welcome. I could see that. I could see that too. I see his his hat. I could see his hat in that, the darker part. Yep. Cat's Art Pick. We are looking at neurographic art today. So, yeah, drop it in the comments. What are you seeing? What do you see up there? Ooh, there's another different one. I see a butterfly. D-Lynn says, oh, wait a minute. How did that do that way? D-Lynn, all right, so Cat's Art Pick said saw a butterfly. D-Lynn says, I see a tree going up the center. I love it. So many different things everybody is seeing. I can't wait to see in the comments on the replay too what everybody thinks, what they're seeing. Ashley says sunset and waves. A little bit, I think what you're doing is a profile of a monkey's head. Okay. Excellent. These are so, I love it. I love hearing all the things that you guys are seeing. This is, I think, what makes them so much fun. Because you're going to see something. You might see multiple things, but one of those things is going to inspire you and become that painting. Yes, I know. I did notice that. And I rarely ever have like the white on there. So did you, let's see. So we have, and I know that, again, I know that's hard to read right now. Did you purposely add something and then do the lines around that? Or did you just draw the lines and then figure out what you see? So all of this, I was trying to, ooh, Tara says, see an, oh, yeah, no, it is hard to read. I noticed that too already. And Tara said, I see an elephant. That is cool. So to answer that question, you didn't know. I was doing this while I was watching TV. Is when I created the digital one that you're watching right now. That was done while I was watching TV, and I didn't want to think about it. So the first part was it was just 3 seconds. So the darker part that you're seeing, 3 seconds, random scribbles, for lack of a better word, right? Random marks. I was thinking about my intention as far as thinking about this the way that Pavel Piskarev intended, where I was thinking about a problem or an issue that I wanted to deal with. And then I just started letting it go. 3 seconds, random. And then with these lines, I wasn't thinking because again, I was doing this while I was watching TV and I was just putting the line, I was just lines, just, I wasn't even looking at the project. I was just random lines this way, you know, as long as I started on one side and did not finish on the same side, I was just putting random lines up there. And then I was like, of course, I get distracted. So then I was like, oh no, you know, I really should be careful because I could round these out. I should have stopped. I should have thought about that. And I have to round all these marks out. So you see, I'm just kind of systematically going through, making sure that I get each one. And I would go through a section and I'd be like, wait, how did I end up over here? Because I was just one that led me to the next, led me to the next, led me to the next. And then I would stop and I'd come back and I'd be like, oh, all right, where didn't I go? And fill in, you know, get all intersecting lines. You see right now I'm working kind of right there in the center. So kind of in, you know, in the middle parts. And no, there was zero intent. When I was done, I just was staring at it. And I didn't even think like, oh, I could just turn this on Procreate. I could have spun that right upside down if I wanted to, or turned it like I did with this piece. I could have done that. And I didn't. I just didn't even think about it. So when it comes to doing these, I just had so much fun. I had so much fun, just absolute random. And then it was like staring at it and like, oh, and then all of a sudden something popped into my head and I started to go for it. And you're going to see that happening here just a moment or two because I'll start putting the color in there. And speaking of which, wait till we come back to this piece because I don't think you're going to expect where this one just went. I'm looking off to my right. Apologies that I'm looking away for a moment because I am trying to double check where my color is. Usually I have this up front and I'll move it so I don't have to look away. My swatch chart. There we go. Teresa, have a wonderful evening. You will have to come back and watch the replay and see what it was that we have created, both on the digital and the one that we're working on live. And I hope you guys are if you're hearing that is I just flushed my rinse water and let it fill back up in my rinse well. I am trying to come in and do the next part. And all of a sudden, something just jumped out at me on this project. And this took a completely different turn. We share these in the MeWe group. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If you are creating one of these along with me today, or if you're watching the replay and you decided to grab your things and paint along, please share them over in the Exploring Art group. I know that Ashley or, well, it's right there. It is right on the screen right now. So they can share it in the chat as well, but it is on the screen right now. I'm so glad that you are enjoying this. And we have Jacqueline to thank for this because I was planning a completely different project. And again, didn't get here in time. So I had to change gears and I just thought, you know, she asked the question, I answered the question, but how fun would it be to show it? I thought it would be fun. So I was hoping you guys would think so too. Oh, absolutely, Jacqueline. Definitely. Please join the MIUI art group. It is so much fun. It's such a wonderful group of people. I am loving the positivity within the community and the support just for other artists. There you go. Are you getting there now? Are you getting there now? You see the colors? I just looked up and I was like, oh, we've got colors. We've got colors. Because I was trying to focus on getting this so that I'll have this done to show you all as well. Now it looks like a fly. Like, I love it. And I'm like, I need to get myself hurried along, or you guys, this is going to be done. We're going to pop back to me over here, and this won't be done. So are you guys create? I hope you're creating one. And please definitely share it with us if you do. Would love to see what you all create. And so here going in, I actually, when I first did this, I forgot about setting my layers. So in Procreate, you have the option, and in most of these types of programs, you have the option to set a layer. When you're done with your line work, create a new layer. Because then when you're finished, the lines, staying inside lines don't matter. Because you can put your line work as the top layer. So what I did here is I created a layer that was my sky. Well, I had to go back and erase a lot of my stuff out of my tree, which you'll see. I clean up my layers at the end. So I created a layer that was my sky and the trunk. And I did that. So if I went outside the lines a little bit, it was okay. I was going to clean the layers up later. And then once I had this set to where I thought I liked it, I'm going to create a new layer. And I don't know why that just went looking all brown right there. I have no idea why that looks all more brown than black. That line work is black. But anyhow, it had to have been something in the rendering of the video. But I then went and created a different layer for the next section. And I want to say there's like probably 4 or 5 total layers to get all of these done. And you'll see the different layers because you're going to see me go through and clean up a lot of the different layers. Speaking of layers, I am still layering up this one. And trying not to be really quiet on you guys. I notice I am being, it is a lot more quiet than normal. Joseph's probably laughing at me. It's not that easy, is it? Normally I don't have a problem. Oh my goodness. This is so much fun. So there you see, I've gotten that dark, and now I'm starting on my next layer. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you'll try it. I hope you guys will give it a go because, oh, so much fun. So much fun. This just totally took a completely different turn. I think you might be surprised when we come back to the live one that I'm working on. I will say that on these NicPro brushes, I love the way that they hold their point. They have great snap, and I definitely am liking the way that they hold their point. So working with the number 8 round, and I can get very fine detail, or I can come through and, you know, lay down larger washes. I like this. I'm liking this brush so far. I mean, aside from, I don't like that this one is loose, but again, I've already stated they're sending me a replacement set of these brushes. So they're already have addressed that issue. This is so much fun. So there you see, I've got, so do you know where we're going now with this one? So that was the layer, I called that my mountains. I called that the mountains. So I did that on its separate layer. Oh, absolutely. It can be, you do not have to go through. So that is, what a great question, Belle. Thank you for asking that question. So Belle asked, it doesn't have to be something in particular, does it? Can it just be more the colors and design? Absolutely. I saw something in mind that I wanted to do. You don't have to, it can just be whatever color you feel like coloring in one of the shapes. Every one of those pieces could end up being like, this to me has more of a, when this is done, I think you'll see this has more of like a stained glass window feel to me. I absolutely loved, can I just take a moment and be like, those clouds. I absolutely loved the way the clouds came out in the sky on this piece. The digital piece there. So, but anyhow, it was just like, it was just, I had so much fun creating that. And in doing that, I was like, you know what? I need to share this tomorrow because I had so much fun. But no, it does not have to be something. You don't have to see anything. You can just, I want this shape to be, you know, crimson. I want this shape to be phthalo. I want this shape to be whatever you want it to be. It's whatever speaks to you. And that's what's so amazing about these pieces. It's just whatever speaks to you. That's what it should be. I pause. I just, sorry. Focusing again. Trying to make sure that I get this one done. Oh, that is so, oh, Belle, that is, or Jacqueline, excuse me. That is so wonderful. I totally, that's amazing. That is amazing. That is such a great way to share your art. That is such a great way to share. I love it. And my apologies. I will fix that. So I am not. Cat's Art Picks asked. And what I was starting to say is I'm going to fix that next time we stream. it's not going to be like that. I will make that background more solid because that does make it very hard to read the comments. And I love having your comments there, and I want everybody to be able to read them. So I am not using Photoshop or GIMP. You are seeing me create in Procreate on my iPad. So that is Procreate on the iPad that I'm using for this. I hope everybody is enjoying this. I really hope you guys do this. I would love to see what you create and come up with. I think they're so much fun. And so now working my foreground, and I started, you see, I brought the trunk all the way down, but then I was like, you know, I think I want more foreground, that little piece to be part of the foreground in front, not necessarily part of the tree. So I just changed it. Really just, and you'll see like I go through and I'm using different brushes. In fact, a lot of the brushes that you're seeing me use on Procreate, and if that's something that interests you guys, I mean, I can do something like this more in depth where I actually am creating it in Procreate, letting you see everything that I'm doing. I can share that screen because I'm pretty sure I can share my iPad screen because Ecamm, which is the program, and the link is in the description below for that. If you are a Mac user and you create art and you share it in any digital space, Ecamm is wonderful, not only for recording your art. You don't have to live stream with it. Ecamm Live is not just for live streaming. You can record, you can grab your screen, or capture your screen. There's so much that you can do with it and never even go live. It is a beautiful program. It's designed specifically for Mac. So for those of you who are not Mac users, apologies. As of this time, Ecamm is strictly for Macs. But the link is in the description. Yes, it is an affiliate link because I am loving working with the folks over at Ecamm. They are so good. If I have questions, getting back to me, helping me out. I can't say enough good things about them. I left what I was using and because I had problems, and I love it. Everything is very easy to use. You do not need a degree in photo production or media production or anything like that to use it. If you guys are enjoying this, if you want to see more things like this, hit that thumbs up button. And it helps YouTube share my content with more people, and I appreciate you doing so. So if you're enjoying this one, please do hit that like button. I don't usually throw that one out there anymore, but or say, hey, subscribe, but thank you. See, and I just saw one go by. Boop. My little screen shows me the little thumbs go like up the screen. It's wonderful. So you're going to see here that as I'm doing something, see, I put it in there and then I erased some. So I'll put it in and then I'll erase what is outside of the shape because I didn't want it out of the shape. I could have left that if I wanted to. There would have been nothing wrong with that. I'm going to change my water again. So if you hear that noise, changing the water. And for those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, I will show you. I don't think I have it linked in the description, but I'll get it there. So I have a rinse well. and my water was just, I love it. For a watercolor, love it. I would totally, I've re-engineered this thing in my mind. Like, I would totally do it differently. But, so, you know, rinse well. If you're out there, you care. I'd love to talk to you about how a great way to improve this thing for artists. I'm like, did an artist create this? I don't know that I believe that one did. Now it's gigantic mushroom. Oh my gosh. See, that is great. It is almost mushroom hunting season. That is great. I see the giant mushroom now. I totally do. And like instantly I'm thinking of Ashley's little fairy house there. That was so beautiful that she did with clay. If you haven't seen that, uh, Ashley and Joseph are my moderators. Their links to their channels are in the description below, so I cannot forget to tell you later. Please do check them out because there's some great content there that you might enjoy. But yeah, that's when you said that about the mushroom. Like first thing that popped into my head is Ashley's the mushroom that she did with the clay, which was beautiful. It was so neat. I have not done sculpting. I mean, I have like when I was younger in school in art class and such. Um, it was incredible. Yes, see, it's not just me boasting. It's not just me boasting. Belle thought so too. Oh, and you're welcome. But yeah, it was so cool. I loved it. Wait till you guys see what this has become. I don't think that I don't think you're gonna have guessed this one. All right, that was more than I needed. Core is just so, the way that the color is just, I can see core paint lasting you for a very long time because it doesn't take a lot. It does not take a lot. Sorry, I know I paused there. So and I gotta tell you, I was as I was doing this, you see some of those little leaves going outside the lines. I was like, at first, I was like, oh, I've gotta clean up the line. So those for was that D-Lynn? D-Lynn got it when she said it was a tree. Oh, you are so very welcome. How did it work out for you, Cat's Art Picks? I'm going to pop that up on the screen here in just a minute so that we know what we're talking. Everybody knows what we're talking about. Cat's Art Picks had messaged me and asked me a question. She was working with some colors, and D-Lynn got it. It was a tree. I was going to say, one of you got it correct. One of you guessed it. One of you saw the same thing I saw. I can't wait to see what you guys think of this one. This piece. This is we're getting close. I'm trying to hurry up so that I'll be done when it's done. These NicPro brushes. I was just doing some where I wanted to have that really fine, needing that point, and yeah, they hold their point nicely. I am liking them. Again, I'm gonna go much more in depth and be very specific in the video where I'm gonna it'll be an edited video. We won't do that live. And that way there I can have chapters and you will be able to jump to it. Now here I'm moving things, I'm cleaning up my lines. So you're gonna see me bounce back and forth, turn layers off and on. And it's I just wanted to clean everything up because, you know, you can see through some of the colors I was using, I was working with them and adjusting the opacity. So some of them were more opaque, some of them were more transparent. So I didn't want all of the lines showing through. And so I just went through my layers and cleaned everything up. So that's what you're seeing me doing here. So we're almost finished with that. This piece is almost done. And then I'm going to have to show you what I did. So when I was working on this project, I had my background set to white. I then thought, after it was all done, I wonder what would happen if, always fun to do, I wonder what would happen if I change that background color. I'll show you what happened. I'm just trying to get this part finished. I'm grabbing my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White, which apparently was a bit dry. This is where I make a big old mess. I should have saved that and showed you guys live how I did this. So you see, and I was questioning, like, should I take those little leaves away from the outside or should I leave them? And I just decided, where everything else was all so neat and tidy, I just wanted that not to be. So I left them. And this is me, I'm just cleaning up my line work because I had considered putting this out as line work for other, you know, putting it for my patrons and having that available for them on Patreon if they wanted to grab that line work. And so, you just caught a glimpse. You just caught a glimpse. If you didn't look away when it happened, because it was fast, folks, you just caught a glimpse of me playing with that background to see what I liked. And I think I actually, still finalizing everything, double checking all my layers to make sure I had everything good. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I need... All right. So that is all. Well, I don't know why it just went to white, but it did. So let me bring this up. I'm going to fill that white space for you. And I know I'm doing this live, but that's what happened when I took the white out of the background. I got this like really moody sky, and I was just like, I loved it. I saved it both ways. So I have it as the moody sky, and there it is with the normal sky. So what do you think? What do you think of that piece Did you enjoy that? Is that something that you would certainly give a go and see how that works out? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. All right, I'm just adding a little extra here. I didn't like the way this was looking. I wanted a little bit more separation. Got a lot more separation. And I will show you just one moment, and we are going to switch over so you can see how this piece turned out that I am working on, that I've been working on while you guys were seeing what I did last night. All right, are you ready? I'd say drum roll. Can I get a drum roll in the comments? Okay, here we go. Here we go. You like it? So what do you like better? Do you like the moody sky, or do you like the bright day sky? So it's kind of like that night sky, or I kind of really like the moody sky. I really like it. And then I thought about, with the moody sky, would I clean up the little leaves around the edge and just have the tree, you know, with the outline? But I kind of like it going outside the line. See, moody sky. Dylan says moody sky. I've got moody sky. Definitely moody. It was so much fun. As soon as when I pulled that white out, I was like, oh, I really, really like that. I really like that. Sheila also says the moody blue sky. It was so much fun. I had so much fun doing this. And then I was thinking, you know, we had the question last week. Thank you. We had the question last week about atmospheric perspective. And so as I saw this, that was on my mind too. And so you see, I mean, I did the atmospheric perspective with the mountains, where it's like really that pale blue. And then we start to get more into the green coming forward. I'm moving my mouse like you can see. You really can't see. But each layer moving forward gets warmer in color and more green. So pulling in some of that atmospheric perspective for you guys. Thank you. And did I get yours? There we go. Moody. See, I liked the moody sky too. All right, you ready? Here it comes. Here comes the reveal of what I've been working on. You guys know what you saw. I have to tell you, what we ended up with is not, and I could have expanded on this. If I had more time, I would have expanded on this, because I see other things now that I might have done for sure. And I may go back and do it. I don't know. We'll see. But are you ready? And Tara said the moody one. Awesome. Thank you. So here we go. Is this going to bring me to where I need to be? Is it? Okay. I think I can swap it out here. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Are you ready? Didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. I was like, mountains and hills and mountains. I guess I was looking at the other one. I'm like, oh, wait, there's mountains. If I had more time, I was seeing like I would turn these maybe into trees in the foreground and push all the rest really further back. You know, and again, it doesn't have to be, you do not have to. Let me just, we've got to get that satisfying peel of the tape. Are you sure they're not Easter eggs? Nope, I'm not sure at all. They could be Easter eggs. Absolutely. There's one there and one there. You know, you're so right. Like, I was not even seeing that. When you said that, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I could have had Easter eggs everywhere. Oh, I love this. This is one of my favorite. This washi tape, just so easy. And this has been on here since, this one has been on this paper since like last week or so. I keep looking at you guys like you can see me. Oh, look at that. The moody sky. Thank you. it was my, as soon as I pulled that off, that became the way I liked it. I liked that so much better than even the blue. And I loved the clouds. But when I took the white background, the white from the background away, I just liked that even better. There we go. Look at that. I love it. I love the way it came out. There we go. I mean, there was more. I would do more, but in the time frame that we were working in, I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too bad at all. Hid them in the grass. Yes. Hid all the Easter eggs in the grass. Okay. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for sticking with me. And for those of you who are back watching it on the replay, I'm just going to swap this up here. Okay. Helps if I pick the correct camera. Sorry, guys. There we are. Like, there we are. Oh. Thank you. So yeah, this was Jacqueline. I'm glad that you love it. I hope that helped with how you can do that with watercolors. I can't wait to see what you create. And you don't have to create, like, you don't have to make it be, like, can I get this over here the correct way? Like, boop, boop. It's so hard when you're trying to work with a camera, like face it. But I really hope that that kind of showed you guys how you can absolutely, you don't have to find the picture that's in there. You can just do each of the individual shapes, a different color or a color scheme, or whatever. It's whatever speaks to you. That's what you're supposed to do. Whatever speaks to you. Me, I guess I'd see pictures. So Dylan, thanks for joining us, and good. I'm glad. So that was Jacqueline's question answered. If you would like to have your question answered, jump over to the community post. It's right here on YouTube, my latest community post. Drop your questions in there. I am going to do the best that I can to answer them or get you in the direction to get that answer. And who knows, yours could be the next question that we cover right here on the channel. So again, huge shout out to Ashley and Joseph for moderating the channel. Thank you guys for all that you do. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you tried it, go over to the MeWe group and share a picture, because I would love to see it. Love to see it. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to say goodbye, and I will pop another video right here for you to check out. Until next time, keep creating. If you do this, share it with me. I would love to see what you do. I hope that you all have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Edited videos are coming back very soon, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you here next Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye, guys.